And we're live. So if you are catching this on replay and you missed it, hello, and lots of love to you as well on this beautiful Friday morning, wherever you're dialing in from. Some of you are Friday night, some of you are Friday afternoon. What we're going to have right here is a 45-minute simple coffee chat, or your tea or your smoothie or your kabuchi, whatever you have in the morning. We're talking about food, faith, and fashion, because these things are all intricately connected. And if we don't understand what role they play, how then do we get up, dress up, and love on the woman in the mirror? Because that's what we have to do at the end of the day. We are called to arise and shine, to love our neighbors as ourselves, which means we have to learn to love ourselves well. This is not something that we are typically very good at as women. I work with women all day long. I love what I do. I take very seriously my work. But we have got to start prioritizing ourselves. That doesn't mean you need to be a feminist. I am not a feminist. I don't believe in it. It's not what it used to be. I am pro-family, pro-unity, pro-men, pro-women, pro-life. I'm all of those things. But it is so important that we implement a get-up, dress-up routine so that our mornings are powerful, predictable, and that they set us up for a positive and profitable day. That's what we want to do. Okay, so good morning from Columbus. Hello, Jamie Friend. Good to see you here, friend. Okay, so keep your chat box open. I'm not going to be reading the chat box right now. You're so welcome to ask me any questions at the end. I want to give you some value. I want to, while I have you here in your lounge or in your living room, in your kitchen, in your office, you're here in my office, I want to give you as much value as I can in the next 45 minutes, 43 minutes, so that you can just take a little bit of a different perspective on your body and on your body shape and what that looks like. All right, so I'm just going to be giving you a little bit of context. Remember, this is part 1, food. Tomorrow we are doing part 2, which is faith. 98% of us have the same faith. If you're in the 2% that doesn't, I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome here. Thank you for the respecting and accepting my faith. I respect and accept your faith. But at the end of the day, hopefully we can agree that we did not design this whole beautiful, intelligent universe. Someone else did, a higher power did. And so if we have that in common, we have to look at, okay, so what does faith, this greater power, say about how we dress? Is there a connection? Are we connected at all to Mother Nature? I would like to think that we are. I take my inspiration from creation. From a faith perspective, what does your God say about what you wear? What about modesty and modern dress? What about dressing up? Is fashion fickle? Is looking beautiful a pursuit in vanity? I have good news for you on that. That is tomorrow. And then part 3 is on Sunday morning, 45-minute coffee, and we're going to finish with fashion. I want to give you stuff that you can use as tools. Okay, so we can talk about this all day long, but you need to be taking action. Your faith aside, the most powerful booster of your confidence is taking action. And if you're a perfectionist, you are in the right place. There is no space here for perfectionism. This is what will make you gray from a young age, is perfectionism. I am a rehabilitated perfectionist. I would rather get in the game, screw up, fall on my face, make a mistake, and go, okay, now I know how not to do it, rather than sit on the fence. Okay, the fence is the devil's playground. Why? Because it is laced with fear and doubt, fear of man, fear of judgment, fear of criticism, fear of rejection, fear of reputation, which is ego, fear of, oh my gosh, what if I make a mistake? That's not how to live your life, okay? And fashion is a powerful, powerful vehicle. When you learn just how simple style can be, rather than having a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear, how to color it, how to organize it. I'm going to show you this on Sunday, how to do some very simple things that make a massive difference, how to take back control of your closet in one day, in fact, less than one day. Your closet is a very important part of your day. And if you are struggling and stressing with dressing, if you hate shopping, the good news is style is just a skill and you can learn how. I want to show you some of the building blocks to your closet, some of the staple pieces and colors that you need to build it from the ground up. And it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. Some of you have a lot of budget, some of you don't. And so we're going to flick over to some slides. I would like for you, please, to, I'm going to keep my chat box open for a little while to make sure that you're seeing what I'm seeing. But for the moment, please, would you just give me some thumbs up, okay? When I flip over, tell me if you can see what I see, okay? I'm going to be flipping over to some slides. I'm going to be sharing my screen. And here we go. And I'm going to be going over to some slides over here that I've prepared for you to help you see what's in my head, because that doesn't help unless you can see what's in my head. It's a very graphic, it's a very visual conversation we're having. Okay, so you can just give me a thumbs up. Can you see confidence through the power of personal style? Yep. Okay, great. Super. Thank you for that feedback. I'm going out of the chat box right now. If you have questions, please write them down. I would be very happy to answer the questions for you, but let's leave that till the end, because you might find that I answer some of these questions throughout the program. Okay, 40 minutes or so together. That's all we have. Let's dive straight in. What is this about? Confidence through the power of personal style. Why? Because we live in a world that recruits and rewards confidence and excellence. It's why you love watching the football. It's the Super Bowl. It's why you love watching the Olympics or Wimbledon tennis, because it's excellence in motion. And every player who does well, excellently out there on the pitch, on the field, on track, has a jersey. The one thing that every single professional person and athlete has in common, apart from a few obvious others, is that they have a uniform. They know what they're going to wear. And if you're serious about making a really good future for yourself, really good opportunities, living a dynamic life, having adventure, doing well, earning well, then you're going to have a uniform. There is a uniform for the full-time mom, which is the most presidential position on the planet. There is a position, an outfit for, you don't have to be a doctor or a surgeon. You don't have to be a lab technician to wear an outfit that is regarded as a uniform. You have an outfit to wear that is working from home. And if you say, but Linda, what's the point of dressing up? Nobody sees me. Well, you just called yourself a nobody, and you're not a nobody. The science is called enclosed cognition. Do the research. We don't have time for that today. 2012, Adam and Galinsky's research that came out, that what you wear doesn't only impact those who see you, but it impacts you, the person in the mirror who sees you. It impacts your decision making. So the cognitive process that we follow throughout the day, our decision making throughout the day, is impacted by what we wear, the look and feel of it, and the color of it. Okay, so let's dive straight in. So food, faith, and fashion, we're looking at food. And in case we haven't met, my name is Linda. I'm very, very happy to have you here. Our paths are crossing perhaps for the first time today, and that's not by coincidence. I've been based in the UK for 20 years. 5 years ago, we came back to my beautiful homeland, South Africa. So professionally, I have 36 years, mostly corporate background across 44 countries, primarily as a sales negotiator the last 20 years. I have had a blessed, powerful, hardworking, but amazing career. I've traveled and I've really loved it. I have worked with some of the top brands in the world, including Adidas, my favorite corporate brand to work with, Nokia, IBM in India, which was one of my favorite contracts, Pfizer, Victrex, some of the best chemical engineers in the world, Network Rail in the UK, Spectec in the beautiful La Spezia, the beautiful part of Italy, but probably, no, not probably, definitely a career highlight was meeting the late, great Nelson Mandela. I was headhunted to be on his PR and communications team. And let me tell you something, everything that you've read and heard about this man is not enough. He was that and then some. He is a man that when he shakes your hand, nobody else exists around you. He had a way of making you feel like you were the most important person in the room. Those 5-6 seconds, years and years ago in 1998, it's a long time ago, are to this day unforgettable, etched in my mind because of how he made me feel. And so that's when I was inspired with his leadership through humility. When somebody asked me, I said he emanated humility like a cologne. It just poured out of him, the most beautiful thing. So and then 5 years ago, I launched what I always wanted to do, was something in fashion. I thought it was going to be a bit more design, but I love women. I think women are badasses. I think we are gorgeous. We're powerful. We can be fierce and feminine at the same time. We can be pretty and powerful in the same moment. And so I'm on a mission to help women to get up, dress up, and be the bold light on a hill that they are called to be. So that is called confidence through the power of personal style. So practically, I help women to build a beautiful wardrobe customized to their body, their budget, and their lifestyle. But secretly, I help my clients to fall in love with the woman in the mirror. That is the price tag that is invaluable. It's absolutely priceless. When you get that right, the whole game changes right there. Like Kate, went from blindsided by divorce, single mom of 4 kids, to changing one thing, changing her closet. She quadrupled her income That's right. She went on to author multiple books and went into partnership and launched a whole new business. That is also Alma, who is in Europe for 4 years, applied for a promotion that she was more than qualified for. The only thing that she changed when she got into my program was how she dressed, because she was always a beautiful woman. All of these women are beautiful. But in the probably about a month, maybe 2 months into my program, her company approached her to apply for the 5th time the promotion. And yes, of course, she landed it. Why? Because nobody can see all the value and the power and the skills inside of you, right? We have to learn to dress on the outside in a way that reflects the power, the value, the problem solving, the creativity, the expertise on the inside. This is a very visual world. I'm not sure if you've noticed. Look around you. It's not a black and white world. Black will always be back. It's a staple color. But you cannot live in black and brown and gray, because then you're dressing down and blending into the background. Color is a part of your life. It needs to be part of your closet. So salary increase, promotion, a leadership role, and dating her husband because she felt beautiful and confident again. Marianne, okay, another beautiful woman, also as a mother, just going from that Cardi and that old college t-shirt to, hello, isn't this a mom you'd like to connect with on the playground or in the grocery store and just get to know and spend some time with? Beautiful Harriet in London saying, Linda, I'm so tired wearing gray and black and brown. Look at this waist. Look at this shape. Absolutely beautiful woman. Went on to model in a fashion shoot in London at Chelsea Harbour Hotel for a magazine. Melinda, beautiful wife of a pastor who after COVID lost herself somewhere along the way, started dressing down. And you need to be able to see the pastor's wife. You need to be able to walk into a room and go, that's who she is. When it comes to faith and fashion, are we allowed to dress up? Are we allowed to wear red heels and red lipstick? And of course we are. Wait until tomorrow's session. All right, that's more on that. Larissa lost 31 pounds. This is not a weight loss program. After learning to love her body, she used to beat her thighs with her fists so much that she hated what she saw in the mirror. She had tried every single program out there to lose weight. Then got into my program and learned about her body, about body shape, and changing it here. Not changing it by losing weight, but by changing what she saw in the mirror. This is Larissa today. 53 pounds down. Beautiful Monique, okay? This is not a weight loss program, like I said. Look at Monique on the left there, wearing the I Love My Body t-shirt, because that is the furthest thing that she felt at the time. But she decided, I've tried everything else. Why not try this crazy program where I have to wear a t-shirt that says I love my body? Well, 53 pounds down, and made job offers on Zoom and traveling and internationally and growing in her confidence and her influence and specializing in healthcare and helping other men and women to do the same. That's what happens when you start working with your body and not against it. Elaine went from zero to hero in the style stakes, started wearing red because red is a powerful, beautiful, biblical color. Caught the eye of a man whose favorite color is, yep, you guessed it, red. She is one of my many red to wear stories. What you wear impacts absolutely everything. There is nothing that you wear, that you put on your body, that doesn't have impact. All right, so we also have beautiful Karen, 12 years of single life. Linda, I've just accepted I'm never going to meet anyone. I'm like, okay, let's go to work on that mindset. Married less than 2 years later to David, who was actually someone that she knew. Beautiful Becky, one of my favorite clients, just about going into retirement. So if you're catching this, or if you're on here and you are heading toward retirement, you can retire, but don't retire your spirit of beauty. Look at what the beautiful Becky is doing today. And this is not a dating agency, okay? Attracting beautiful people, amazing people. Another gentleman whose eye she caught through her confidence, through how she presents herself, through how she communicates, through the language that is fashion. That is what you are looking to do, is what are you saying when you walk into a room? Because you are saying something. You are either attracting or repelling powerful people and powerful opportunities. All right, so if you want to be taken seriously, you need to learn to dress on the outside in a way that reflects the value on the inside. This is gorgeous, Jenny, one of my favorite clients as well. She was 12 years old when she saw her reflection in the mirror. It was actually a broken piece of glass for the first time. Spent most of her life feeling unworthy, ugly, like the ugly duckling, and no self-confidence, zero self-esteem. So why do I do what I do? because I know how Jenny feels. I've dedicated my life to doing what I do to help women to overcome that. I'm putting my past to purpose. I had a violent childhood. I grew up ducking guns and vodka bottles. I was raised by several different people. I didn't have one alcoholic father, I had four. I was raised in various homes between the ages of about 4 and 12. I was molested at 13. I was sent to work at 17, and no job, no home, no car, no money, no education, no clue. But I had one superpower. I knew how to dress. And what I wore got me in the door. There was a teacher by the name of Miss McBean when I was about 9 years old, whose love of fashion and color inspired my very dark world as a kid. And that was when a seed was planted. Teachers can make or break a kid. Same, obviously, as anybody else who's got influence over a child's life. What I wore got me in the door. So I learned from a that's obviously not me at 17. I learned from a very, very young age that there is power in personal style. I learned at a very young age that what you wear sends a message. It is a language all of its own. I was invited to social events that I thought, do they know who I am? Like, do they know that I'm a nobody? That's how I used to think back in those days. I was invited to apply for opportunities and promotions. And eventually I started asking for feedback, saying, I'm often the youngest and the least experienced and the least qualified for this position. Could you please give me some feedback on why I got the job? 10 times out of 10, Linda, we can teach you anything you don't know, but you dress and you carry yourself in a way that is a good ambassador for our brand. Now that is powerful. I'm like, wow, this is something that I need to make sure that I really harness in my life. And from there, I build self-esteem and self-confidence. Self-esteem is not the same as self-confidence. This is your identity. This is your personal valuation of your own self-worth. And if you are looking for a book to read on that, there is a book by the name of Turkeys and Eagles by Peter Lord, and there is a book called Abba's Child, ABBA, Abba's Child by Brennan Manning. I will give you an image and the name and the details of that later. Okay, so self-esteem is the bedrock upon which we are existing in this world. It is a gift that is given to us. Whether or not you think that you're beautiful and amazing, you are. It's like gravity. If you're not sure that gravity exists, you can go to the top of a skyrise building and you can jump off and just test it. Does gravity exist? You'll find that it does. Your beauty and your value is the same. You are loved and beautiful and amazing, regardless of whether or not you believe that. I know all the negative self-talk that goes on in your head. I know the self-doubting, the second-guessing. I know when you say something and then later on you think, oh my gosh, why did I say that? I know all about that. Remember my childhood. Remember my background. I was raised to believe I was a burden. And I've spent a lot of time and money and effort in turning that right around. There are 3 things you need to invest in yourself if you're going to turn anything around and live the life you want to live. That is time, that is money. You have got to have skin in the game. Don't give away things for free and don't take things for free. You will not value it. And that is effort. You've got to put time, money, and muscle into it. Otherwise, it's not going to last the long term. Number 2, self-confidence is built upon the foundation of your self-esteem. Self-confidence is rooted in the Latin word fidere, which means trust. So self-confidence means self-trust. How much do I trust myself to go out and do this thing or launch that book or go on that date or launch this business or get onto that stage? And how do you boost your confidence? There's various ways of doing it. My faith aside, taking action is the most powerful booster of your confidence that you will ever find. There is practicing. There are all kinds of other things that you can do. But there's nothing like taking action, getting out there and doing it. It is how we are designed to play. Why do you think in the Bible there are many analogies about the marathon, the run the good race, right? It's a marathon. Life is a marathon. Sometimes some of us need reminding that it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So we get to slow down. We've got to take the hand of Father Time and take the other hand of Mother Nature, and we've got to just get into their stride. Mother Nature doesn't seem to ever be late, and time just always does the same thing. It's just us who are on the back foot chasing time. Why? Because we have such a long to-do list, and we are not even on that list anymore. We don't have a get-up, dress-up routine. You know, when we were kids and we had this go to bed, that's what you do, brush your teeth, put your pajamas on, etc. There was a routine and it was predictable, and it really gave us a sense of comfort if you had that. I didn't, but if you had that. So getting up in the morning, have a get up, dress up routine, which is inclusive of maybe, I don't know, exercise, Maybe it's your coffee, maybe it's the school run, hair, makeup, get dressed, go to work, or go about your day. It gives us confidence. So that R word that you don't know, that you don't like, routine, that C word that you don't like, consistency, the S word that you don't like, scheduling, all of those things boost your confidence, but nothing boosted as much as taking action. And so you're here today. And so I want to say that's awesome. You could be elsewhere, but you're not. So you're here and you're doing something about it. So let's see where that goes. And then finally, of course, the power of personal style. This is a powerful 3-strand cord that I've been harnessing since the age of 17. And let me tell you something. I've had some serious knocks in life, and this is my recipe. This is my 3-step dance with life. So on one hand, to answer some questions, I have a flagship course online that is called Dress to Connect. There is an amazing, incredible community of women who are starting that program every day, finishing that program every day. There is no deadline. It is self-paced, and we get together once a week for live coaching, and there is lifetime access. And then the other one is my executive level coaching program, which is called Dauntless. That is the call to action, and it is for women who are ready to get off the fence and get in the game and get more passion, more power, and more personal style out of life. All right, so those are the 2 programs. And I trade in results, okay? So what does confidence produce? It produces promotions, new business, increased income, global speaker invitations. Marriage proposals happen often in our community. Renewed purpose. Have you been running around trying to identify what your purpose is? Friend, if that's you, I'm going to tell you that you 99% of the time you're doing it wrong. I spent years doing this. And if you have a question around that at the end, please put it into a chat box. Let me answer that for you. It is life-changing. Weight loss is a result here on a regular basis. Grief recovery, which is part of our spirit of beauty. Published authors on a regular basis. But here's the problem when it comes to food and to our body. Body image has become a pandemic. It really has. Our 5-year-olds are on antidepressants. Our 12-year-olds are saving up for plastic surgery. In fact, as young as 10 years old, they're literally saving for plastic surgery. Our teenagers are looking for love in all the wrong places. And 89% of women between the age of 15 and 64 want to change at least one aspect of their body. And if they had the money, they would go under the knife. 67% of that group actually withdraws from life-sustaining activities, such as they won't go to gym, yet they're desperate to lose weight and get healthy, but fear of judgment. They won't even go to the doctor. Why? Fear of judgment. Will not go to the pool or the beach. Forget about putting on a swimsuit or a bikini. Hello, have you lost your mind? Fear of judgment, because body image has become an all-consuming pandemic. Due to body image, that's why they live their lives the way that they do. Yet, the fashion industry, how come they're set to expand 4 to 6%, depending on which stats you read, in the next 5 years, between 2025 and 2030? Why is it still blossoming and booming if we are dressing down and we don't want to expose and show our body? Women have a closet full of clothes, yet nothing to wear, yet they keep shopping. Have you ever stopped to think why that is? Because you have a natural spirit of beauty that wants to arise and shine. It's never going to not want to look and feel beautiful and powerful. So we keep shopping, and we keep Ortega, the billionaire. Okay, so he's the majority shareholder of Inditex, the founder of Zara, right? The 3rd largest clothing retailer in the world. We keep him happy because we keep shopping. Keeping shopping like without knowing what you're looking for or your body shape or how to wear it or accessorize it is like me getting in the kitchen baking. It's a little bit dangerous with no recipe. I don't know what the ingredients are. What's the methodology? Something is going to get burnt. There's going to be a hot mess. That's what the capsule wardrobe is to the closet, like your recipes in the kitchen. Maybe you couldn't bake, maybe you don't. Can I do it well? Yeah, of course I can do it well. Have I invested the time, the money, and the effort to becoming a really good baker? No, I haven't. So all it is a skill. You are designed to shine. There is nothing. It's a beautiful client of mine, Amber, and that's in South Africa. There is nothing wrong with dressing up. It is your spirit of beauty, and you must feed your spirit of beauty. But women are sacrificing their lives at the altar of man. I'm going to say this again. Is that you? Are you sacrificing your God-given life at the altar of man because you fear man's opinion, an invisible face that you don't even know his or her name? You won't get onto that beach with that swimsuit. You won't go on a date, yet you are praying for Mr. Right. You won't go to that social affair because you just don't know what to wear. You're not even going to go on that trip because, oh my gosh, what do I pack? Because of fear of man. You're sacrificing this life every day, every month, every year because of how you look. How we look is important. I don't care what anybody says. It's important because we are ambassadors of our faith, our family, ourselves, our business, our community. And this dates back to way before mirrors even existed. But now the whole table has turned, and women are sacrificing their whole lives. They're making decisions based on what they look like, and they are raising the next generation unintentionally to do the same. When did you last hear yourself or somebody else say in your kitchen or your living room or your home, or, oh my gosh, my fat tummy, or trying some clothes on in the fitting room going, oh, these boobs or these upper arms, what am I going, complaining, right? Complaining about our upper arms and our boobs and our butt and our fat. Training the younger generation to do the same. You know what happened to this woman? She spent years and years on the beach covering up, never wearing a swimsuit, never swimming with her kids, never going down to the water for fear of judgment. And then one day she decided, screw that. And she took off her coverall and she went in the swimsuit down to the water. And guess what happened? Nothing. Nothing. The kids over there carried on playing ball. The couple to that side carried on chatting and having a conversation. The family behind carried on doing what they were doing, having lunch. Nobody obsesses about your body and your butt and your boobs and your belly except you. Why? Because you were taught to. And if you were taught to do that, you can be taught to undo that. That is part of my body shape and body training here at Linda Page. And I have a saying, every day is Tuesday, friend. You and I get to choose every day. Years ago, I dropped to my knees and I just prayed. I'm like, Lord, I am so sick and tired of hating on myself. I used to hate my own name. I grew up with a lot of hate. And so I hated myself. It was just natural for me. I didn't like myself. I didn't love myself. And even when I was skinny, teeny, tiny, nothing was good enough. Nothing I achieved was ever good enough. And so I even hated my own name. Do you know what Linda actually means in 3 different languages? Get this. Linda actually means beautiful. It's crazy. I didn't know that till I was in my late 30s. Every day is Tuesday. You and I get to choose. What are we going to do with this body of ours? You do not have to lose weight to look good and feel good. You do not. Do I believe in healthy living and exercising and maintaining good bones and good nutrition so we can live long? Yeah, I do. I've been on the roller coaster just as much as you, Frank. Roller coaster up and down and weight and up and weight and down and weight and up in confidence and down in confidence. I am no different that way. But in October 2024, I had a seizure. And boy, did that wake me up to, Linda, your body is talking to you. So we do our Love My Body training in my program. Again, here's beautiful Monique, and she wore that t-shirt at a time that she did not want to wear it. And I said to her, listen, I will not work with you unless you put that t-shirt on, unless you follow directions. Why? Why would I do that? Because I know that if you're going to be arguing coming into this course, it's not going to work for you. Haven't you tried everything else with regards to your body? Haven't you tried so many other things that haven't worked? How about trying something radical? Start saying, I love my body. Say it out now out loud. Say, I love my body. Tell me in the chat box how you feel when you say that. Open up your chat box and tell me when you say, I love my body. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Linda is such a pretty name. It was your mom's name. I love that. How does it make you feel? Give me one word. When you say, I love my body, say it out loud if you can, if you're in a place where you can speak out loud, and tell me how it makes you feel. Makes me feel silly, makes me feel poor. Come on, give me some feedback. How does it make you feel when you say, I love my body? Makes me feel empowered. Nice, I like that. Not everyone has that experience. A lot of people say it makes me feel silly, it makes me feel sexy, it makes me feel awkward, makes me feel happy. Okay, what else? I love my body, it makes me feel happy. That's fantastic. And some of you here are in my program. That's awesome. I can see that. But typically, a lot of women who say, I love my body, don't really mean it. And they don't really believe it. And they don't really feel it. And those who do have done the work on it. I love my body is something that has power over your body. Because your words will tell your brain, and your mind tells your brain, and your brain tells your body what to do. That's how these women are all losing weight. It is science. So then we get your body shape training, okay? We don't have time to go into all of this, but I am going to give you just a couple of examples. I've renamed the body shapes, because for goodness sake, how do you make an apple feel sexy? So the Kate, so it's K as, and then the 8, the figure 8, that's why she's Kate. Then you get the Dynamite, the former rectangle. You get Beautiful, which is the former pear. You've got Warrior, which is the former inverted triangle. And you've got the All Heart, which is the former apple. Now, we all have different shapes. Some of you might have a combination of one or two, but all you need to learn is your body shape. You don't have to lose weight. If you want to lose weight, great. I've lost about 30 pounds. Focusing not on weight loss, but on health gain. For example, let's say you've got the former pear, the Beautiful. You need to just flip it on its head. Work with what you've got. So you have the bottom already. It's there, okay? Your booty is full. Now you just want to highlight the dress on top. Look at the dress on top and how it goes out to the side, okay? I call it fashion math. It's lines and angles. If she had a small fitted part on top of this dress, she would look bottom heavy. You've got the bottom already. Love it, embrace it, accept it, work with it. Now all you want to do is bring balance to the top, just like this dress over here, okay? Look at that gorgeous dress. If I bumped into this woman at a cocktail party, I would want to get to know her based on her dress and her hair and her earrings and her makeup alone. You want to, and she's got the same shape, by the way. So you want to just balance it out. I call it fashion math. It's simply lines and angles. That's all that it is. If you are Dynamite, so straight up and down, you can see that there's not much movement between the shoulders and the hips and the waist. You go straight up and down. Then you want to emphasize your shoulders on top. You want to emphasize your waist. You want to emphasize your thighs and your calves. Can you see that? So all you're doing is you're taking straight up parallel lines, and you want to go with strong collars and puckered sleeves and shoulder pads. Bring it in at the waist, accentuate that, and go out at the bottom like that hourglass. And then you're going to get shape that is not flat. It is multidimensional. This is my beautiful client, Estella. She's gorgeous. This is not just about having a bikini body and looking good. This is life-changing stuff. So that's what was her bikini on the left. And after training her on her body shape and what you look for, and I said to her, you want detail on the shoulders, maybe some ruffles, maybe some whatever, and go high-waisted. Look at the difference it makes in this body, okay? It looks like a complete different shape, and this is 24 hours apart. This is not just for a bikini body. This was life-changing for Estella. On the left, when she came to me, she's like, Linda, I'm so done being treated like the kid in the office. This is a very successful young engineer, and not being taken seriously and being made fun of and being treated like a student. I said, listen, my love, it's because you look like a student that they treat you like a student. Are you ready to get serious and be taken seriously and advance your career? Yes was the answer, and that is exactly what happened. Change your closet, change your life. But hang on a second. What happens when menopause, that storm in a teacup hits, okay? Your weight goes up, your confidence goes down, you start dressing down, blending into the background. You add a dose of stress to that, and what happens is you end up in hospital like I did in October 2024. I had a convulsive seizure in the chocolate aisle of my local grocery store, and thank you, Lord, that my son was with me, because he caught me. Otherwise, I just went back and I would have hit my head really hard on the concrete floor. So that was a combination of inconsistent food and fitness, up and down, up and down. Why? Because we take care of everybody else, our business, our marriage, our home, our community, our church, our kids, everything. We don't take care of ourselves. And that doesn't serve anybody. We look after everybody else. We're burnt out, we're stressed out. And stress, my friend, is a killer. If you are struggling with that right now, you have got to figure out what it is in your life that you can change. And I'm here to tell you what I did. What can change that you can actually bring that back to balance? Because this roller coaster, these intense hours, I've been working crazy hours lately, and sometimes it's a season that's coming to an end. I've done that before. You've done that before. We have got to have a really strong commitment to our health, especially as we get into our late 40s, 50s, 60s. Ladies, we want to live well and live long. That means we have to look after ourselves. Working like demons is actually foolish. It's just stupidity. It lands us up in hospital. It produces a ridiculous amount of cortisol that blows through the top of your head. That's what happened to me. I had adrenal failure. That is excess stress. And my body broke up with me. It's like, listen, you know what? You're going to treat me like this? I'm out of here. That's what she said. And yes, I talked to my body. Every time I have a successful bowel movement, I say thank you to her, because I've always had issues with that. I don't have issues with that anymore. So this was a painful but a very powerful wake-up call for me. This was 8 days later. On the left in hospital and on the right, I ran my VIP International Client Retreat 8 days later. But on the left, that day in hospital, I took a selfie. It was a painful view for me to look at that photo. And I said, Linda, we are never going to forget this day. 26 October 2024, things changed for me. I do not want you to have that wake-up call. It is completely and utterly avoidable. This is what happens when we prioritize ourselves. We get strong, we get energy, we lose weight. I am not dieting. I eat, these are my snacks here. I've always got nuts. Nuts are essential omega oils. You cannot do without nuts. And this has got nothing to do with fat. If you're eating nuts on top of Burger King and McDonald's, yeah, you might gain some weight. But when you eat predominantly whole foods, and nothing wrong with a big steak and veggies or salad, but you can't be eating that every day. So I will share that with you. I'm not focused on weight loss. It is on health gain. That is my mission. And this is not about perfection. You can see I don't give a rip what anybody thinks about me. I am sharing this because on the 5th of August, we are starting a 7-day raw detox. I do raw detoxes on a regular basis just to kickstart my system. If there is a big project coming up, or if there is a new season coming up, or if there is focus that I need to give, and instead of fasting, which is water only, I do a raw fast that is plant-based, that's Garden of Eden, starting on the 5th of August. I've had many friends and family members and clients have enormous success with this. So that's happening here. I've dropped 30 pounds. This obviously is not, actually, that was about 24 pounds in front of you right there. In total, I've dropped about 29, almost 30 pounds now. And I weigh myself maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks, just out of interest. My jeans on my scale. And it's such a beautiful way to live without worrying and thinking about food all the time. If that's you, stay with me. Don't wear baggy clothes to hide the excess bulk either. This just makes you look bigger. You've got to learn your body shape. You've got to work with what you've got. And that way, you will highlight what I call your best bits. Okay, check this out, all right? So this was last year. People think, oh, but Linda, it's fine for you. You're small. Honey, I am the non-surgical tummy tuck queen. This was June 23, coming back from an early morning walk. That's 2 seconds later. That's posture alone. Posture can lose you 10 pounds like that. This is 45 minutes later, ready, dressed, and downstairs going to work in my home. This is knowing your body. I know my body shape. This is what it's all about. So I know I've always had a fluffy tummy. I'm now working for the first time on abs. At the age of 53, I've decided I want some serious abs. I'm going to work on it. But I've always had a bit of a jelly belly, always. And so look at my style. I call it the floaty skinny. I float on top over my belly and I skinny at the bottom because I like my legs. Floaty on top, skinny at the bottom. Floaty on top, skinny at the bottom. Floaty on top, skinny at the bottom. Same with my dresses. I float over my tummy. Floaty all the way there, crossbody bag. Floaty over my tummy. Can you see that? Highlighting my legs. I'm working with what I've got. And I'm kind of floating over the rest. I'm grateful for it all, but that's what it is. This was when I was actually up 14 pounds a couple of years ago. All I'm doing is I'm cinching in my waist higher. I'm highlighting my shoulders a little bit more. I've got bold bling. I've got color. I've got confident body language for a very important night with my clients, and we had a blast. If you're up in weight, don't go down in celebrating your life and living your life. I know that is the tendency. So here are 3 instant style and body boosters that I want to give you. And then I'm wide open to taking some questions if you have questioning. All right. So, and I know I see your comments there. It makes me feel like I'm lying when I say I love my body. Listen, I hear you loud and clear. When I was on my knees and I prayed years ago in the UK, and I just said, I want to stop being my own worst critic. And I'm going to stop hating my body because this body has carried me through so much, just like yours has. And then I just felt this inspiration to say I love my body, which I thought was ridiculous. Really? I'm going to say I love my body? I almost had this like mocking spirit that like, yeah, that's going to work. Well, you know what? I know when I hear God on things. And so I started saying every day, I love my body. I love my body. I love my body. I love every day, thousands of times a day, not once or 10 times. I had to do it thousands of times a day because I hated my body completely and utterly. And I sometimes said it through tears, sometimes through frustration, sometimes through that mocking voice I heard, but I said it every day. And it has been years and years and years. I've never looked back. I love my body no matter what size I am. And I will never go back. After my seizure on October 24, I will never go back to an inconsistent way of life. It's too painful. You know what it's like when you gain weight and you've got to lose it? It's harder to go up and down than just be consistent and maintain it. I will show you how. All right, so here's a big boost for you. Okay, food is 80% of the game. It doesn't matter what you do. You can work out for hours a day, 4 hours if you want. Food is 80% of the game. So you have to figure out, okay, what am I eating? What's my plan? Or is it still just a wish? A goal is nothing more than I wish I had, or I wish I did, unless you create a habit out of it. I learned this from a man by the name of Hans Johnson years ago. He's not a big believer in goals, but he says when you create the habit that helps you to get to the goal, now that's the game changer. So I put some habits in place, which meant what? I had to start taking action on something. Now, if you eat 75 to 80% fresh, unprocessed whole foods, you can eat 25% whatever you like, okay? Have the steak, have the birthday cake, have the red wine, whatever it is. We don't have to live this life of, I don't weigh my food, I don't measure I don't do anything. If I want it, I eat it. I now just have a plan of that's what I eat, that's what I don't. It's not I can't have, it's I have this. And it works for me. Here's my MT rule, okay? Anything that you buy in the store, the marketing is on the front, the truth is on the back. I can't tell you how many clients I work with who are like, but Linda, it says gluten-free and no sugar added. And yeah, it does. It says no sugar added. That's a clever way of saying there's sugar in there, but we haven't added anymore. It's perfectly legal for them to do that. Remember, the big money giants out there, pharma, sugar, dairy, and meat, those four, they're clever marketers. They study you, they analyze you, they follow you, they know your every move. The marketing is on front. Turn it around. There's a legal requirement to list what is in the ingredients. You normally have to put 2 pairs of freaking glasses on to be able to read the tiny print. It's in the small print. It's in the fine print. Marketing on front, the truth is on the back. So if you're looking to make a few healthy treat kind of decisions or habits that you want to replace something with, read what the ingredients are on the back. 90% of the time, it's not going to be what you think based on the marketing on the front. So when it comes to food, we're going to be talking about this on the 5th of August in detail, okay? Number 2, The Power of Positive Thinking by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale is a book that I read probably, I don't know, 25, 26 years ago. And it's a beautiful, simple, small, powerful book. And I'm now listening to it on Audible. It is so powerful. It is not about what you put in your mouth. It is actually about what you put in your mind. Everything happens here. The food you eat, the life you live, the people you hang out with, the thoughts, it's all in your mind. Your mind controls everything. So The Power of Positive Thinking by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale is one of the most powerful books that I put on repeat every now and again, especially if I'm going through something tough. I do my hair and makeup at my hairdresser, at my salon, at my dressing table, my little mini salon, and I put that on Audible and I just press it play and just goes in. I'm telling you what, it's very, very powerful. And then number 3, take action. This gorgeous girl is actually a woman I met at a conference, and I saw this beautiful brown-eyed, big curly Afro kind of hair. And like 2-3 days in a row, she wasn't ever wearing lipstick. I'm like, man, I'm just going to ask her. And I said to her, do you ever wear red lipstick? And she's like, red lipstick? No, I would never wear red lipstick. I'm like, we're going to be friends. Well, today she loves red. Look at that. Put your hand over her lips and see, with and without red lipstick, okay? She absolutely loves it now. Your red lipstick highlights your smile. I was at a business event yesterday morning, and there was this beautiful young girl, I don't remember her name, but she caught my eye across the whole room because not only was she wearing red lipstick, but she was very much in the habit of smiling back at people. Her body language was very, very strong. And red lipstick highlights your smile. People are drawn to a positive message. Like Tony Robbins says, action is the most important key to any success. So remember, Tuesday, the 5th of August, we're doing a 7-day raw reset. I want you to register right now. I'm going to give you the link in the chat box in a minute. Register for tomorrow. If you have already, that's great. If you haven't, I'm going to grab the link for you. I'm going to drop it in the chat box. Make sure that you catch tomorrow's, which is all about faith. We're connecting food, faith, and fashion. So remember, on the 5th of August, we're starting a closed group of a 7-day raw detox. You can do it, okay? It's such a powerful boost for your mind and for your body. I'll drop the link in now. So how are we going to do that? Well, it's all about how to implement a powerful, predictable get up, dress up routine for incorporating food, faith, and fashion into your daily plan. What does that look like? How do they work together? How do you even have a plan for food and faith and fashion that is predictable and repeatable and scalable? We're going to be talking about that. So in summary, number one, remember the MT rule when it comes to your food next time you go shopping. The marketing is on the front, the truth is on the back. Number two, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale on Audible. Remember, you want to get that into your head. All right, so here's the summary. Denise, you were asking what were steps number 1 and 2. Here's the summary. The marketing is on the front, the truth is on the back. Number 2, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, get him on Audible. I think the book was first published in the 50s, like 1953 or something. So you'll hear quite a quaint, old-fashioned way of how he speaks, but I think it's kind of almost like a grandfather talking to you and just boosting you with all of these amazing, powerful truths. All right, and then number 3, register for tomorrow morning. I'm going to drop the link in a minute for Faith in Fashion, because it is connected to our food. It is connected to your body. And we're going to be talking about faith and fashion, okay? So that is tomorrow. Food, the faith part is, doesn't religion say that fashion is fickle and that God doesn't care about what we wear? Isn't that what you've been taught? Isn't that what we hear? You don't want to miss tomorrow. Let me go and grab the link for you. That is, where is it? The link that, the link that you need for, oh my gosh, it's not opening. See, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it doesn't work. The Kate, okay, you've got the answer to that, figure 8. And I call her Kate because it's a figure 8, so I just put a K in the middle and I gave her a name. But I'm going to grab for you right after this. I'm going to go and grab the link and I'm going to put it in here. That's the same time tomorrow, okay, 7 a.m. Central. We're going to be talking about faith. And then the same time on Sunday, it's going to be a different link, which you can get in any of the marketing. If you're in our school community, the link is there. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. It's on TikTok. It's in LinkedIn. It's on our outbound email. All right. It's on YouTube. You can't make the meeting tomorrow or Sunday. Can you get the recording? Yes, you may. But Alison, you have to register. Okay. So stay tuned here. Right after the Q&A, I'm going to drop the link in here. Are there any questions that you have? We are just about wrapping up on time. Are there any questions that you have for me right now about food and about your body and about your body shape? We are going to be discussing it on the 5th of August in detail. I'm going to be giving you a full plan of action. But can I answer anything for you right now? You're so welcome. Thank you for your messages. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Okay, let me go and grab that for you. Stay with me just 1 minute. Let me go and see if I can grab it. All right. And is it Isla? I love that name. Isla Doss. Let me go and grab it. Samantha, you're very welcome, my love. I'm just trying to get out of here and it's not letting me do my usual thing and grab a link. But if you are patient with me, I will go and grab it for you and then I will drop it here in the chat box. Make sure that you register because that is going to be how you get that replay, okay? So here it is. Here we go. This is tomorrow's link. I'm going to drop it into your chat box. Here it is here. All right, I'm back. And if you open up your chat box, you should see it right there. At the moment, that is for tomorrow, Saturday, same time, 7 a.m. Central. Thanks, Linda. You're looking beautiful today. Oh, Suze, thank you so much. I appreciate that. My hair is growing, as you can see. It used to be short and shaved in a pixie. Takes a little more maintenance, which I'm not crazy about, but I'm determined to try something different. So I appreciate that, Suze. Thank you. I'll drop in the link again. It's there above. I'll drop it in a couple of times more in case your feed is scrolling up as it tends to do. I'm like you. I need floaty on the top and skinny at the bottom. Where do you buy your beautiful floaty tops and dresses? Terry, some of my recommended brands, and that's all. I've got 32 recommended brands in my course. By the way, those of you who have asked, where can you find more details on the course? On Sunday. This is a very, very common thing to do, is that if you are here for the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you a crazy, stupid discount on my course, okay? I'm going to give that to you. Make sure that you're here. Come along. If you're like, no, it's not for me, that's fine. But if you've been waiting, if you're looking, Sunday is where you want to be. Terry, I love some of my favorite brands are Zara. I'm a Zara girl, okay? So I'm part of the crowd that feeds Ortega and his billionaire bank account. But I do it properly and I do it intentionally and I know exactly what I'm looking for. So my floaty tops, Zara is a definite go-to. There's also a brand in the US called Free People. They're online, they ship worldwide. Free People is one of my favorite brands for floaty tops. They're very kind of like, they're a bit of like a rebel rock chic kind of earthy kind of vibe is their brand. Very beautiful, trendy, sometimes very sexy, sometimes very simple and comfortable items. But they do lots of beautiful floaty tops, blouses, dresses. So that's Zara. I also like, okay, but that's a local brand. You're not going to get it all over the world. It's very boho. Yeah, it is. It's kind of like it's a very, very kind of modern boho. Kind of they've blended the two together really, really well. Here you don't see the link either. Okay, Tanya, here we go. Tanya Stas and Tanya Brown. There's the link again. I'll drop it in again for you. That's for tomorrow. There you go, Alison. You're so Jamie, so good to see you. Thank you for that. I love having you here. I wish I could see your beautiful faces. That's the only downside of a webinar is I can't see your pretty faces. That's like the upside of doing a webinar is that I can see you. But maybe we figure something out by Sunday. So okay, one more thing. There's the link again. Okay, that's for tomorrow morning, same time, all right? And then what other brands? Let me give you one more. Okay, that's me saying wrap up. Well done, Linda. You were asking Terry, okay? So Zara, we've got, okay, I do also love All Saints. Every now and again, All Saints, S-A-I-N-T-S, All Saints can be a little bit hit and miss when it comes to the floaty, beautiful, billowy blouse. They can be a very kind of, sometimes a bit of an avant-garde kind of brand, but your local department store, okay, is also where you want to go. You guys catching the link in the chat box because I have dropped it in a number of times now. It is going off to everybody. No, it's not. There it is. Listen, you're allowed to make mistakes, okay? I was sending it to the host panel, but now it's going, right, there it is. So it's going to everybody. I've sent it a number of times. Thank you, Diane. Always check the detail. Check your fine print, okay? I was set to the panel only. Here it is there. So there it is. Grab it, register for tomorrow. We're going to be talking about food and faith and fashion, okay? But the faith part of it, what does God say about what we wear? Does he care? That's the wrong answer, wrong question, by the way. I'm going to be giving you scriptural evidence about his perspective on it. And if you have any questions around that, you're so welcome. Thank you for your lovely messages. Some of you are sending them to me directly. I appreciate that. Denise, so good to have you here. For the rest of the day, I want you to say, I love my body. If it makes you feel awesome, fantastic. If it makes you feel like a fraud, fantastic. Just say it, okay? Just say, I love my body, I love my body, I love my body. If I can go from hating, and I mean, I was really good at hating what I saw in the mirror, to loving what I see in the mirror, then so can you, my friend. You didn't catch this webinar by mistake. There is more to come tomorrow. There is more to come on Sunday. Every day is Tuesday. Choose not to be grateful for your body. That's a different thing, but to love your body. Thanks so much for the link. Where can I find it for Sunday as I cannot join tomorrow? Alison, I can go and grab it for you again. Give me 1 second. I'll go and grab Sunday for you. This is Sunday. Here is the link that I'm going to drop into the chat box right now. Tell me if you can see it. It's coming over and I'm dropping it in there. Tell me if you can see it already. That is for Sunday, okay? If you are in school.com, which is my closed community for women only, the links are in there. It's in your calendar. It's on our outbound email. It's in YouTube. It's on Instagram. It's everywhere. You're so welcome, Alison. Good to have you here. All right, folks, I'm going to love and leave you. Thank you for joining me this morning. I wish you an awesome Friday ahead. You have an awesome Tuesday. And remember what you're going to say. Those 4 words, I love my body. Say it as many times as you can remember and see what happens. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you, Michelle. Mwah. I appreciate you.